And welcome to another episode of From My Mother's Basement, the show where we talk about everything geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And Michael, you just came back from something very interesting and fun, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it last week, I started playing HeroClix.
Yeah.
And it's proven to be a hell of a lot of fun. A lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the comic shop yesterday, played against a couple people, took the Steams that I picked up last week and played, got my butt handed to me. Oh man, there's this one Hulk figure that as you beat on him, he gets tougher. I had two characters who, if I hadn't whiffed the rolls, would have kicked his ass. But he ended up just pummeling me. So I had that. And then today was the tournament. And it was like a tournament / white elephant thing they were doing. Okay. Where you could pick booster sets, like one DC, one Marvel. Mm-hmm. And then if you liked it, you could keep it. You could pay $3 to keep it and then have to pull it off the table and draw another one. Mm-hmm. Or you could just hold it and it could be stolen up to 3 times. Well, I ended up paying to keep 2 of them off the board and kept one of them, which worked in my favor because I ended up with what's called a chase figure, which is apparently ultra rare. So I got an ultra rare Red Skull with a Tesseract.
Ooh.
Who's got some really cool powers.
Nice. And
then I got this character, which made everybody on the board fear me.
Now, what is the reason for that?
Because it's one of the Brainiacs. Mm-hmm. And this particular Brainiac can do stuff to people on the other side of the map.
Ooh,
if he can see you, he can affect you.
Okay, that's kind of nice.
So they were like, okay, we're beating up, we're ganging up on the Brainiac first. Somebody else got the Destroyer from Thor. You know, the big fire breathing thing from the movie, mm-hmm. The critter. Somebody got one of those, and that got swiped 3 times, so I couldn't yank it because since one's Marvel, one's DC, mm-hmm. My plan was I was going to get the Thor, the Destroyer, and the Brainiac, because those are the 2 baddest pieces. Because I went last, I rolled lowest number, so I got my pick. But the Destroyer had already gone twice, so I got that. And then I picked up a couple of booster sets, and I got this, which is apparently Cosmic Hulk. I don't know what he does, but everybody was really jealous when I got him, so I got that.
Okay.
And then I picked up they have these giant, what they call super boosters.
What do you got there?
Yeah. And it's various potential figures, including oh God, what is his name? Is it Darkseid? No, Darkseid's DC. Mm-hmm. I think it's Thanos or something, but that guy. He's one possibility. As well as 2 different versions of the Sentinels.
Well, which one did you get?
I got the Sentinel.
What the hell is that he have in his hand, though?
It's a big blue glowy thing. What it is the idea is it's an ice ray.
Okay.
And it gets better. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's somebody trapped. Cannonballs trapped in the ice.
Okay, because when you first showed that was not what I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it looks like see if you move, because right now it's coming out of his eyes, but if you move it down, it looks like he's smoking a big old doobie. So, but this, I mean, everything works in points, right?
Uh-huh.
This one figure is 400 points.
Wow,
so for my second match, I went up against everybody else. This guy was my team.
Did you at least beat everybody in that round?
Well, I didn't get to finish that one because it got 4:00 and I had to come home for the show. But he took out the second best. Like, this is the best Hulk. Mm-hmm. The other guy had the second best Hulk and the Infinity Gauntlet, which as you play, you roll the die and you move clicks on the gauntlet, and depending on what gems come up, mm-hmm. you get powers. The further into the clicks you get, it gets to the point where you have virtually every power in the game and you're God. Effectively, he had that on the second most powerful Hulk. So I just concentrated on the Hulk. I just took him out before the Infinity Gauntlet got too bad.
Gotcha.
But it was a hell of a lot of fun. It was. I normally the last click game I played was there was a Mech Warrior Clicks. Mm-hmm. It wasn't Hero Clicks system, but all the click systems are pretty close. Mm-hmm. But they don't make the MechWarrior one anymore. But I still got some of the mechs in storage. I found out my son worked out an algorithm that will let me scale the MechWarrior clicks to be usable with the hero clicks.
Oh, no.
So one of these times in a friendly game, I'm going to take a Mad Cat and a Loki, and I'm going to fire ERPPCs at Soups and Batman.
All right,
Just
cool.
do it.
Why not?
Should be a lot of fun. But no, I mean, if you look... Hang on, let me tilt the camera down here. That's just from today.
That's a lot of figures.
And the ones I bought last week, except for one of them, or actually this is from this weekend, except for one of them, the ones I bought last week are already in my case. Okay. So I did a rough count before the show. I got 45 of these little buggers.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of fun, though.
Oh, it was a blast. Dude, you got to come up and do it sometime. If we ever do the podcast from the store, we'll have to try and arrange so that we can have it.
We'll figure something out. I think we have it in now, especially because your fiance is working there.
Yeah, she's working at the shop. Yeah, totally.
All right, sounds good. Well, I actually have a bit of an announcement regarding the show.
Are you getting married? Oh no, what?
I already have left. No, I'm not going to say that.
My pros, go ahead.
We actually have a panel coming up. We actually are going to host our first From My Mother's Basement panel. It's going to take place actually at Anime Los Angeles. So if you guys are in the area, you guys are planning on going, go check it out. The con is Friday through Sunday, January 4th through the 6th. So you have some time if you wanted to pick up a ticket and whatnot. I believe it's like $30 for a one day or $50 for a whole weekend. Because they're now.
I think that's what it was last year.
Yeah, and their pre-reg sales have already ended because we're so close to it. So we're gonna have some fun with this this panel. If anything, for the sole fact of the time frame that they put us in.
Which means we don't have to be PC.
Nope. Because when I was putting the panel application, I went, okay, well, it stated, is this going to be 18 over panel? Is this going to be a, cursing and whatnot? Because I thought 18 over would be just, hentai and whatnot. But they're like, yeah, if you curse at all, then that's 18 and over. I'm like, okay.
Well, guess what? We're 18 and over.
So any 18 and over panels have to be past 10 o'clock at night. So I'm thinking, okay, we could do a late night panel, 10:30, 11 o'clock. No, they put us at Saturday night, Sunday morning, so it's right there at that week, middle of the weekend, basically. 12:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. in LP4. So we have a whole hour in the dead of night.
Which means we're in the armpit.
Yeah.
We're in the freaking armpit.
The
you
Philadelphia.
Sure they're not punishing us for something? Did you piss off Chaz?
No. Unless someone a CEO might have talked to them. I have no idea. But you know what?
If I find out that happened, there will be hell to pay.
The way I look at it this way, because it's going to be out in the in LP4 in the dead of night, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, no, and we will. Trust me.
It will be a hell of a lot of fun. So we'll be brainstorming.
So you guys have to come join us.
Yes.
You have to support us. Please come join us.
If you didn't pick up like a one-day badge, or for the sole fact that it's so late at night, I don't know if they're going to even check badges, but get one anyways. Just support them.
Try and ghost it. Yeah. No, you have to. They have to check badges because they have to get badges because if we don't bring if we don't bring.
That's true. Yeah, you guys need to bring badges so they can do head counts and see that we're actually popular. So
exactly. So
come in, bring your friends. We're gonna do a number of things within that hour.
Like 30 people. So.
Hey, it's going to be fun, regardless. And it's only the first of many. I've put in pen applications at a ton of other cons, so as they're coming up, I'll get confirmations, yes or no, and then I'll let you guys know. But that's going to be our first one. It's going to be interesting, and we are going to record it, so if you guys can't make it, we will post it on the YouTube site.
Should be fun.
Yes. So guys, check it out. It's Anime Los Angeles, Saturday night, Sunday morning, 12:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. in LP4. Okay, let's move on to some news and movies and TVs. And right off the bat, let's kick off our weekly Disney.
WTF?
No, weekly Disney quota.
Sorry, which happens to be our
WTF, yes. there's been tons of talk about who's going to be directing the new Star Wars movies, and one of the names that was apparently popped up was a guy named Colin Trevorrow. Now, I've never heard of this guy before, and I looked up his IMDb. He's done a couple documentaries, a couple, like a small TV show, and a couple like made to straight to DVD movies. So it was confusing why Disney would all of a sudden think, well, he's on our payroll, we should have him go Disney, or do Star Wars. Thankfully, we know for a fact now he's not going to be directing a Star Wars flick. Or at least not episode 7.
As long as it's not Uwe Boll. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. But the reason why we know that is because he's been tapped to direct a reboot of a classic Disney movie that I'm still figuring out why.
And this is the WTF.
Yeah. Disney is going to remake Flight of the Navigator. Why? I mean, it was a fun movie. It was great for its time. I mean, you have a freaking spaceship that's voiced by Paul Rubens, of all people. So it's like, oh, wow, I get to hear Pee Wee Herman laugh through the speakers of an alien spaceship. Okay, cool.
You know, what they should do, and it's kind of dumb that they haven't, but, you know, if you want to remake something that needs to be remade, and it does need to be remade, is remake Black Hole. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved Black Hole.
Black Hole would be cool.
Dumb though it was. But it was like totally not even remotely popular.
True.
It has a very cult following. But actually, it was on recently too.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I love that movie. But if you want to do a remake to improve something, remake and improve something that could stand to be improved. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Black Hole, but it could stand to be remade. Flight of the Navigator was great as it was. Why risk effing it up?
And almost everything about it was, aside from the flying sequences, it was actually all physical effects. I mean, let me go back to that picture real quick. I mean, that whole set, was real. They built that. They built it so that the eye, I forget what they called that part of the ship,
right?
To be able to go around the entire ship and actually be able to do so. So they can shoot from different angles without having to tear apart the freaking ship. I mean, you know for a fact, the way Disney and with just practicality Hollywood is nowadays, that's all going to be CG. Which is going to take away from everything.
All green screens. It's going to be all freaking green screens. Thank you, 300, and as much as I loved it, thank you, Space Nazis.
Yeah, I just look at it and go, why?
By the way, have you guys picked up Iron Sky yet? If not, you need to. Get it for $15 at Target. We need to make this movie happen. Another one.
I have some news about Iron Sky, but we'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah, well, you talked about it last week. Or is there more?
There's more.
Oh, really?
This is not about their new project. This is about Iron Sky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Looking forward to this.
What was the other thing that I saw that Disney is remaking? We're going a little off script on this, but there it is. Disney, for some reason, wants to make a live-action adaptation of Cinderella. Because they just... And they've already signed on someone to play a role.
I'm hearing CG Mice going, Cinderella, Cinderella.
You know what's going to happen.
As long as it's not Kristen Stewart.
None of that. There already has one person that's been attached to the movie, but it's not to play Cinderella. Kate Blanchett's been signed on to play the Wicked Stepmom.
Really?
Yeah.
She's not that old.
No. Which means CG or a hell of a lot of makeup.
I was going to say, Kate Blanchett still looks pretty hot.
I mean,
she's not old enough to have. No,
she has a recurring role in The Hobbit, which she looks gorgeous in that, and then she's supposed to be like a wrinkly old hag. And
wait a minute, Kate Blanchett, or are you thinking Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett is in The Hobbit. She's reprising her role as Galadriel.
That was Kate Blanchett?
Yes.
What? Who did I think that was?
I have no idea, but it's Kate Blanchett.
Okay.
But yeah,
still, I don't see her. She's not old enough.
I mean, if you really, maybe if you wanted to play like a little older Cinderella, maybe, but yeah.
Oh, who knows? Maybe they'll make it modern times, and Cinderella's evil stepmother will be a cougar, and they'll live on Wisteria Lane. It'll be Desperate Housewives, the Disney princess version.
Bitch, that's my tiara. No.
Bitch, you better give me that glass slipper. Don't make me get all stepsister.
Oh man, but yeah, going back to the original topic, yeah, Disney's gonna remake Flight of the Navigator. No idea why they want to go through with this. I mean, they're already on the warpath of what was that?
They've lost their imagination.
I mean, they're already on the warpath to make a movie or TV franchise out of every freaking ride in their park. So why not go back and do the old classics in a totally horrible life? What?
Speaking of which, there's been some banter about as to what could happen with Agent Coulson.
Mm-hmm.
A way they could bring him back in the movies.
Well, one way is simple. I can think of right off the top of my head. They lied. He didn't die. That was basically to give him the push.
That's one option. But there's a better option, I think. Have him become Vision.
That's right. That happened in the comics, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
They kind of planted that seed.
That could be cool.
That would be really awesome.
That would be really cool. There's actually some more information as well about...
I know he's got a reprising role in S.H.I.E.L.D.
They added some more people to the roster for the TV show as well.
How many of them are Whedon alums?
Actually, so far, none.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not going back to his pool?
Ming-Na, I forget her last name, from Stargate.
I know who Ming-Na is.
Yeah,
right.
From Stargate Universe. She's signed on to play
She's also the voice of Mulan.
Yeah. She's been signed to play an agent, so...
Okay.
There's a couple of people. I have to look up the article later on.
I wonder if this was straight or not.
What's up?
Oh, her character in Stargate Universe was gay.
Ah. Who knows?
Desperate princesses. Nice.
Then again, you look at it as it's Marvel, so it's S.H.I.E.L.D. It could go easily that way.
Well, yeah.
But then again, it's also Disney.
The first one to have out characters was Marvel, so.
True. Oh,
and if I remember correctly, it was Beast. Seriously, he was the first gay superhero.
I was not aware of that.
He came out. Yeah, he came out in mid to late 90s.
Makes perfect sense, but I didn't know that.
Yeah. They decided to make the first gay superhero was Beast.
Cool. All right, let's move on to something that I teased in the tweet about tonight's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Remember BattleBots? BattleBots was freaking awesome.
That was a great show. I like the British version better because it was hosted by the guy from Red Dwarf.
That's right, he was. Well, a version I guess you can consider of BattleBots is actually in the works with the Sci-Fi channel.
Go full screen for a minute.
Okay. So, I'm looking at this idea of like, okay, cool, we're going to have a robot combat league kind of thing come back into cable. Okay, I'm all for this. I mean, I would love to have a revival of BattleBots. The problem is, it's not actually BattleBots. It's a brand new series called the Robot Combat League. And, I mean, it's the same kind of idea. It's robot versus robot in basically a battle to the death.
So, is it going to be hosted? Is this one also going to be hosted by Kevin Pereira?
No. This is where I start losing faith in this episode, or this idea for this series. It's actually going to be hosted by the WWE's wrestler Chris Jericho.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And down goes the credibility.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, he's already trying to think of himself as a metalhead singer guy and failed.
But here's the other thing. He's not the only host. There's co-hosts.
Other WWE people?
No.
Although they could play
robots.
They did the wrestling robot hosts.
Robot co-hosts. They might as well make this freaking MST3K for robot battles.
No shit. Well, they could have Tom Morrow do it. He's not being used right now.
He's not being used by Disney, so might as well.
He's just laying there going,
Apparently the guy who built these the robots are a guy named Mark Secretarian, something like that. He's worked on Men in Black, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Hellboy, so he has some work on that. And the other thing is,
they can have guest spots. They can bring in Adam and the bot Atlas and Hurricane.
Here's
from
my
Real
final
Steel.
bit of worry about this. Let me just read about what the press release states. The idea of robots in battle has captured the imagination for generations. Now, through groundbreaking engineering, the fusion of humans' fighting spirit with a powerful robotic machine built for destruction has become a reality. This extraordinary new series will feature 12 teams consisting of a fighter, a robo-jockey, and a robotics engineer, a robotech. From myriad backgrounds including a race car driver, an Olympic athlete, a National Guard helicopter pilot, along with a mix of professional fighters and software engineers. Each team is paired with its own unique robot and will fight in a first-of-its-kind competition, using a high-tech exosuit that translates their movements to the robots. They've turned BattleBots into...
It's mocap robots?
It's Rock'em Sock'em robots with mocap suits.
Okay, that actually has potential to be pretty awesome. It has potential to suck ass.
That's my whole thing.
Awesome.
Is that it's turned in... Now the fact you have WWE attached to this...
that's the part I want to see. I want to see them build up things like... I want to see them do like wrestling does. I want to have them have like the managers.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like,
they're going to turn this into freaking wrestling. They're going to have the absurd storylines. They're going to have the crazy characters and the managers and whatnot.
That could... I mean, okay. If you check your brain at the door, that could be a hell of a lot of fun.
I mean, I didn't like the movie Real Steel. I don't want to see a TV show based on it.
I actually kind of liked it. I only caught the last half, but I actually liked Real Steel.
I forced myself to sit and watch it. It took me a couple beers to get through it. So
I mean, okay, yeah, it's smarmy and it does this whole fake heartstringy thing, but you know, it's got plot holes a Mack truck wide, but it's still a pretty cool movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's Rocky with robots.
So, yeah, each of these teams are going to have their own backstory, their own robots using exoskeletons and...
What actually reminds me, what comes to mind, honestly, and if they play this right, they could do it. You remember the movie Robot Jocks?
Yeah.
Do it like that.
Okay, I could see that, but this just makes me wonder.
But if they've got these guys in exosuits, that means these robots have to walk, which means they have to be tethered. Oh.
I question how much tech is actually put into this.
Yeah.
This sounds staged all the way through.
Oh, most reality shows today are.
Yeah, of course.
I've talked with people who are on them. And heard from other people who know people who are on them, and it's all.
It looks like you're in the middle of the jungle. And cut. Let's redo that scene again. Go back and then.
Yeah, no shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very little of it's real anymore, but
sadly,
still,
yes.
Wow, it could be fun though. I'm willing to give it a shot.
It comes out in February. We'll see when it comes out. So
right in the middle of the new Face-Off season.
Crossover. No.
Ooh. And
have the people of Face Off make a new mask for the robot,
or have the Face Off people make a robot, and have Roy help fabricate it.
I can see Roy helping out with that. Yeah.
Pretty badass.
All right. Well, let's talk about a movie that I'm still on the fence about.
I'm going to see it regardless.
I will still see it, but I'm on the fence regarding how much I'm going to like it. Is it one of those things I'm going to see at midnight release, or I'm going to see it like, Sunday 10 a.m.
Probably Sunday 10 a.m. for me.
We're talking about Pacific Rim. This is basically Guillermo del Toro's homage to the kaiju giant monster battle flicks, that Japan is so famous for. And there's been little talk here and there and some clips of ideas and concept art. But their ARG, or alternate reality game, has just recently kicked into high gear with a number of different websites and a slew of additional content. Let's start off with the website, which is panpacificdefense.com. And this website basically supposedly tracks all the kaiju attacks all across the Pacific Rim. And it gives information about not only the attacks, but let's go to Japan.
They get Godzilla. They better get Godzilla.
Let me go back to that. I actually have an image of it here. They actually show blueprints for the mechs. These are 200 to 300 feet high. This is basically the U.S. taking a stab at making giant mechs.
300 feet high. That's bigger than mechs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Avas are only
50, 60?
No, they're more than that. But I think the tallest Ava's less than 100.
Yeah, but these blueprints, there's like 5 or 6 of them that they go from 200 to 300 feet high. They all have different like weapons and abilities and whatnot. So I look at this, I'm going, okay, but here's where the ARG really starts getting good, is when they start talking about the attacks all over the Pacific Rim. Let's show a clip.
Do they show pictures of the monsters?
Well, let me play this video of a breaking news about an attack of a giant monster destroying the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco.
Sweet. Okay, I think I saw a crab claw in there.
So there's something on a ship being brought out to sea. I'll have to freeze frame it and take a look at it. I'm sure it's all over the internet already. But Sabufugo, that's exactly what I was going to say. This totally reminds me of the ARG for Cloverfield.
Oh, God, Cloverfield was such...
Cloverfield was...
When they finally revealed the monster in Cloverfield,
yeah,
that was pretty freaking lame.
And they spent millions of dollars designing that thing.
Millions of dollars getting drunk in the bar instead of designing that thing.
Hey, they spent millions of dollars. Didn't say on what.
Hookers and blow, hookers and blow.
But it's definitely has the Cloverfield feel to it, even though J.J. Abrams has nothing to do with this. So I foresee that the ARG will consist of largely the same stuff we just saw, some blueprints. If you also saw on the website
I want to see what hits Tokyo. Just show me what hits Japan. Because if they don't get a cheesy rubber monster, then Guillermo del Toro fails. I don't care what you attack Australia with. I don't care what you attack California with. They need something that at least looks kind of like one of the existing kaiju.
We'll see what happens. They haven't said jack about what the monsters are going to look like, or where they're from, or what they're going to destroy.
Maybe like one of the angels. That would be epic.
If I see an Ava reference anywhere in this movie,
well, you know there's gonna be.
Yeah,
you know there's gonna be.
There has to be, because he's giving this as homage to all these kaiju flicks back in the day,
and giant robots.
Yes, and giant robots. The first trailer will be released online in 9 days.
Mark, it's from the movie Pacific Rim.
Mm-hmm. And the movie itself will be released in theaters July 12th, 2013. So we still have plenty of time to see a bunch more behind-the-scenes footage and a bunch more stuff with this ARG. On a side note about alternate reality games, they tend to be a hell of a lot of fun if they're done well. There are some really crappy ones done out there in the past, and there's some really good ones. My top 3 for ARG so far, not in any particular order. Cloverfield had a damn good ARG. And these things can consist of multiple websites, playing games that actually have hidden code that you actually have to, break into and find this code and team up with people all around the world to create the next bit of clues. It could be videos, it could be contests. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. So one of them is Cloverfield. The next one, Batman, The Dark Knight. That was epic. All the stuff about the Joker was incredible. There was actually contests and group events. There was actually one that I participated in. You had to get a group of 30 people together in one location with the Joker makeup on. Everyone had the Joker makeup on. And then you had all these newspapers and you shred them up on film. And I have a video of that somewhere. And let's doing that. The last one, which I still think is probably one of the better ones out there, if not the best, Tron Legacy had I would say the best ARG in recent memory.
Yeah, and I'm really upset that I didn't get an NCOM badge, you bastard. You got one, my kid got one. I didn't get one.
I still have that, and I will forever have that. Because that one consisted of not only stuff online, like, going into code and checking out websites and playing games, but also real life events. Like they had things happening at Comic-Con for 2 years. They had this whole almost
Flynn
like
Lives, the Flynn Lives
the
movement.
Flynn Lives movement. That was a hell of a lot of fun. I missed out on that thing they did at WonderCon 2 years ago, where they staged a protest at an NCOM press conference that they actually filmed as part of the whole ARG experience.
Nice.
I do have to make one more mention though about ARGs, but it wasn't for movies. It was actually for video game. It was for, I want to say, Halo 2. I think Halo 2 or Halo 3. It was a thing called I Love Bees. And that thing, I Love Bees, that was the weirdest thing when it first came out. I remember seeing the trailer for, I think it was for Halo 2, in theaters. And at the end, it'd be the Halo logo and then the Halo website, which briefly glitched and showed ilovebees.com and then went back. And that's where I got started in it. And it got to the point with that ARG that you had to go to certain phone booths, actual phone booths, all across the country at a certain time, and it would ring, you pick up, and you get a code, or you have to talk to someone, and then you have to share the information with everyone else online playing the game. And if no one was at that phone at that time, you lost that part of the clues.
Wow.
Like I was in a group of about
That's
200.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a hell of a lot of fun, and that's what really got me into ARGs.
Nice.
So
nice.
I have high hopes for Pacific Rim's ARG, and I'm still on the fence about the movie, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, fair enough. So check the thing I just sent you. I want to throw that in there real quick. It's not it's kind of movies, but it's not really movies.
Oh, you sent it there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Something that's coming to Irvine that if I can find a way to get tickets, I so want to go.
Stuffed and this looks interesting.
Go ahead and bring it up. I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Bringing it up right now. And there we go.
The Henson Company. That picture right there is Brian Henson, Jim Henson's son, current head of Jim Henson Productions. They do this thing. They did this thing for a while that they did a few special appearances of called Puppet Up, where basically it's Brian and several of the other Muppet performers, the non-Sesame Street ones, doing improv as the puppets. And if you scroll down a little bit below the picture of Brian, keep going there. So what this is they've since turned it into the Stuffed and Unstrung show. So what they do is they will think of it like Whose Line Is It Anyway? With Muppets.
Ooh.
And an R rating.
So Avenue Q.
Yes. But improv.
Okay. I'm down with this.
And so like they'll take ideas. So the way the show works is you see the screen behind them, and you see the puppeteers.
Mm-hmm.
That they have a camera focused at a certain height thing, and then so you get to see what's on the camera. And then you get to see the puppeteers doing the stuff and what they have to do to do it, and they do it all live. I've seen footage. I've seen footage of Puppet Up, and I've seen some footage of Unstrung. Oh my God, it's hilarious. I mean, improv on its own. You get a good improv company, and that's gold, you know. But you get the Hensons, and you get and sometimes they'll bring out characters that you may have seen in other stuff, or that are obvious homages, like the hot dogs. Or because those have been used, you've seen those in other shows.
Yep.
Stuff like that, and they'll be like, they'll grab somebody from the audience and say, okay, tell us about, make a suggestion about whatever, and they'll toss it up, and then they'll have to find a way to work it into it.
Okay, that's cool. We have to go check that out.
Yeah, it's complete. It's so good. It's so good.
The Muppet Company has actually been really busy as of late. They've been continuously updating the Muppets YouTube page with like cute little videos and music videos and skits and whatnot. Right. But they've been expanding a lot more in other areas.
Well, the neat thing about the Muppets in general is when Jim Henson sold them to Disney, he did not sell them complete.
No.
They retained controlling interest.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, Brian still owns 52% of the Muppets.
How much does his daughter
Or
own?
51%.
Because I know she.
It's Brian and his daughter.
Yeah.
It's between, but or it's not Brian's daughter. It's Jim's daughter. But you know, it's between the siblings, and their studios. You know where Jim Henson Studios is now?
Where at?
Well, obviously they've got a shop in London.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a shop in New York, which is what serves Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's in L.A. in the old Charlie Chaplin studios.
Oh, nice.
If you drive up Fairfax
Mm-hmm.
and you go completely up, you'll see a big Kermit the Frog on the side of a building. That's where Charlie Chaplin Studios was.
And they took it over.
And it's now
That's
the Muppet
cool.
Studios.
But I was going to say about Jim's daughter. She's been really busy with working with the Nerdist.
Is she?
With Nerdist Industries, because they've done a couple things so far.
One,
The
chef thing in Chris Hardwick's latest video.
Yeah, there's the chef in Ermagerd. That thing is funny as hell. But before that, Ben Folds 5, the band, was actually coming back with a brand new album. And they were going to work on a music video with the Nerdist. And he went, how could we add into this? He called up, I forget her name, but Jim's daughter. What can we do? And she goes, well, it's the 20th anniversary of the Fraggles, of the Fraggle Rock. And he went, okay.
That's right. They put the Fraggles in the Ben Folds 5 video.
Yeah. So there's that. There's also a brand new series on the Nerdist called Neil's Puppet Dreams. It's basically produced by Neil Patrick Harris. And apparently when he goes to sleep, he dreams in puppets. And it's so basically...
That's got potential.
Yeah. The first episode's already up. And it's basically of him falling, and while he's fine, these three little puppets, Muppets, whatever, come up and start, everything's okay, and then they break out into song. But the song's like about, you'll break all your bones, you'll have no more life. Oh yeah, it's the fact that they're starting to branch out more in that as well. I'm like, perfect, go for that.
Well, yeah, it's Muppets have come of age. I mean, you still got the kiddie side of things, but Muppets themselves have come of age. And watching the whole, you watch the Stuffed and Unstrung or do a search for Puppet Up. Hilarious.
All right, I'll have to check that out. Okay.
Let us move along.
Yes. Let's actually move on. We'll see what time is it. 5:40. Let's move on to the anime video game news stuff. We'll talk about the search engine in the post show. So for the past couple years, Valve has hosted what they call the SAXAY Awards, SAXXAY Awards, and it's basically who can create the best videos using their game engines. Mostly it's been about Team Fortress 2. Well, they've slowly but surely started releasing basically all their programs that they use to make the videos themselves. Like,
I know they released the Movie Maker earlier this year.
Movie Maker, there's Source Filmmaker, there's, if you want to go all the way back, there's Gary's Mod.
Yeah, Gmod. Yeah.
And
Gmod's a bitch.
For this year's event, of course, now the fact that Source Filmmaker was out and available, the level of customization was through the roof.
Yeah, and people started porting in characters from other Valve games, or non-Valve games even.
There's a couple that I've seen that utilize the characters that were in the trailer for Dota 2. I'm like, how in the hell did you get that?
Valve owns Dota 2, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, I'm just trying to think. Those... they must have gone into the beta and grabbed all the character models. Yeah.
There's tools that'll rip it, but we'll get into that later.
We can get into that.
XNA Laura is your friend.
But so the winners, well, most of the winners have been announced for this year's awards. Everything except for basically the best of show. That's going to be announced by Sam Jackson on the Spike TV Awards later on this year.
Okay.
But I want to share one video, and it is pretty damn funny. This is the winner of Best Comedy. Now, just to let you guys know, this is not actually a popularity contest, because there were actually other entrants that got way more views than this one. I mean, this one, as I'm looking online right now, has 152,000 views. There were ones out there that had close to 1 million, and they didn't win. So it's not a popularity.
So it's up to what Valve likes.
Exactly. I mean, part of it is, what the public thinks, but they take that into consideration, but it's not the final say.
Okay.
So
it's kind of like how we
let's
used to
play
judge
this.
it.
This is the winner of the comedy section, and it's called The Wishmaker.
Doctor! Where is sandwich?
Are you sure you didn't already eat it?
Yes!
Then I have no idea.
Heavy feel funny.
Private Heavy, what are you doing?
Heavy is wish-making fairy.
What a magical turn of events!
Make wish.
I wish for a new roommate. Again.
Soldier! Wish granted! Sandwich! I'm coming for you!
Big guy? Do you even know what
He is wish-making fairy. Make wish.
You know what I want? Chicks. I wish for a whole bunch of chicks on me. Oh, a smartass, aren't you? Well, why don't you come over here?
Nom, 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 nom.
That's cute. That's cute. Kind of saw that one coming, but still.
Oh yeah. The crazy thing about it is, I was reading the entry form for it, and there was only 3 days left in the contest for entries, and they made that in that time frame. That was a rush job.
Nice.
So
nice. Well, you know what?
people out
Inspiration
there.
can come from anywhere.
Yeah. Heavy is wish making fairy. Never thought I'd hear that.
It's right up there with the Meet the Pyro video. That one was awesome.
Yes. So the overall winner, like I said, has not been named. It will be revealed on the Spike TV Video Game Awards on December 7th. So if you go on, if you search for Valve Saxay Awards 2012, you can see the other winners of what were the other levels? I'm like best replay, best drama, best action. We saw best comedy. There's a couple others you can go check out. So whether or not I will tune into the VGAs for it, I'll watch it online after it's posted. So okay, let's talk about some news that I brought up, or
let's talk about
hinted
chicks, man.
at
Oh, wait.
that I hinted at earlier. Talking about Iron Sky.
Nazis from the dark side of the moon.
Yes. Last week we talked about the crew who made that movie, their next project, Jeremiah Harm, which basically is Lobo without DC's limitations.
Right.
But there's still stuff happening for Iron Sky. Last year there was an Iron Sky iOS app, a game that came out, and it's really bad. It was a really crappy rendition of Space Invaders.
Okay.
So a lot of people were like, okay, not even worth it. But there's actually another game coming out. And this game is going to be on PC, Xbox 360, PS3. It all has to do with one of the penultimate battle of all the spaceships from planet Earth fighting the Reich's spaceships over the moon. That's this game. It's called Iron Sky Invasion.
I take it the boss is the Götterdämmerung?
Yes.
Nice. Oh, hey, look, I'm in a window now.
Yeah, there's the shot of the cover for the game itself.
Sweet.
Yeah.
See, I was right. That's a Sherman tank head.
Mm-hmm. You were right. They had just plopped it right inside of a spaceship.
Nice.
And I'm going to bring up...
Who's the studio that's making it?
It's a studio in Germany. Oh, shoot. I just totally forgot where it's at. My bad.
And it supports 3D. Awesome.
It's called Reality Pump. I've never heard of them before. Reality Pump Studios.
Well, the artwork style looks familiar. That's why it's...
And I'm going to show a little bit of the footage while we talk over it. So, it looks kind of decent. I mean, they're putting some time into the graphics. What I'm curious, though, is, I mean, it's probably just an artistic bit that, you know, the spaceships are using airfoils to slow down and speed up in space. And I'm like, that doesn't really help. I mean, like I said, the graphics look nice. It's going to be...
Solar sails. That's what it is. Solar sails.
Okay.
The whole... I love the dirigible, the giant zeppelins.
Yeah.
Just...
Giant metal zeppelins in space!
Yeah. Can you play as the Germans?
Yeah, you can play as both sides. One or the other.
Sweet! I want to drop asteroids on people.
Here's the sad bit, though. It has been delayed a little bit. That was an interview with the developers. This game was originally supposed to come out November 30th, so just a few days ago. Nope. Hasn't shown up yet.
Happened?
It's still in pre-order status. So
any idea why they're running late?
They haven't stated. They just basically say it's still on pre-order.
Okay.
Yeah. But it is going to be available on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC via Steam. So...
Nice.
I'm actually looking forward to this. I mean, I don't know if I'll get it day one when it comes out. It's going to be $60. I might have to wait till when Steve has one of their sales, so you can actually buy it for, like, you know, half price or 75% off. But this is the game I will eventually get and just play, because it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be fun. And it just proves there's still more great stuff out of that movie. I'm looking forward to it. On to some sad news real quick. I only played this game a little bit for like maybe a month as a free trial. And it was okay, but I didn't really truly get into it. I'm talking about City of Heroes. It was an MMO created by NCSoft.
I was in it for a couple of years. And City of Villains.
Last week was its final. It shut down completely.
They finally shut servers down?
Yep, after 8 years, they shut down. There was a lot of stuff happening in the final day. But yeah, there was even like, I think 4 or 5 different live streams of the final hour. Of the,
man.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have known about this. I'd have watched that.
I found out about it like 20 minutes before it ended. So I was like, I watched the last bit of it. And it was kind of sad while I'm sitting there watching, like, okay, they went through a final, like, 30-man, you know, event. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, they had fun with that. They all grabbed the torches and was hanging out. And then the live stream ended with drop from server and black screen. And I was like, well, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, but at least they didn't pull the Final Fantasy and go, okay, it's over now. You have to go watch this video. You know?
Die, planet.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's actually...
That's kind of sad. Are they going to do... Have they said if they're going to do another one? If they're going to do a second one?
They haven't said anything about it. I doubt they will, because NCSoft, you know, the publisher, the studio that actually made City of Heroes, they shut down at the same time as the MMO. So the possibility of this being revived...
Cryptic died?
What's up?
Cryptic died? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of petitions online right now saying, hey, we should revive it with someone else.
No, what they should do is they should release the source code so people can set up private servers.
That's a lot of people are hoping for that.
That's what they should do.
The biggest petition...
I'll throw up a private server and we'll play.
The biggest company that the petitioners are going after right now is actually Disney.
Disney?
And have them revive. Because Disney and Marvel actually are working on their own MMO right now.
Now the DC's in the game?
Yeah. So it's like, dude, I can completely understand this. Take City of Heroes, mixing your own characters as you will and bring it back up. I mean, you already have a fan base right there. Then you add on the Disney and Marvel fans, and there you go. But
yeah,
as of right now, it's dead after 8 years. No word yet if it's going to be revived or picked up by anybody else.
The big thing about City of Heroes that was the best is you could spend 6-8+ hours just customizing your character's appearance.
Oh yeah.
And I did. I spent, like days. My main character, I remember her. She was a blaster named Candy Raver.
Nice.
And her war cry was "Feel the rhythmic beat of justice." I loved Candy Raver. She was awesome. And she was cool. She had the pigtails and purple, and it was all purple schemed, and she had the big cargo pants and the boots. Oh man, no! I hope that would be really cool if they released the source code as a final farewell act and let people set up private servers, because there have been groups. Well, like, okay, see, and there's a lot of MMOs that have gone down that haven't been able to do that for IP reasons. Case in point, Galaxies.
Yeah.
There were groups out there who were trying to build private servers for Galaxies and were trying to recode it. And they never got one to full completion before the system went down. There are other people who were trying to set up private Final Fantasy XI servers, but with Galaxies, they had the Star Wars IP to contend with, so there's no way they're going to release the source code on that.
No.
With Final Fantasy VII, or Final Fantasy XI, it's still going, so they're not going to release that. But City of Heroes didn't have that problem. It was an original IP. So unless they sold the IP to somebody, they could do that. They could just say, you know what, kids? Boom, torrent, knock your heart out. By the way, here's the manual. If they do, dude, I'm serious. I will dig that server out and we'll set it up and we'll have our own City of Heroes server. That would be badass.
I remember playing it at E3, not when it first came out, but when they first announced City of Villains. And I started playing. I literally sat there in the middle of the E3 show floor for a good 2 hours, customizing a character and jumping around and playing. It was fun. Oh yeah,
City of Villains. The neat thing about it is, while it's not as solo friendly as SWTOR is, but all MMOs are really pushing you to play with other players. But COH and COV, you could realistically solo, and I did for 30, 40 levels.
Nice.
So you can do it.
Okay.
And that was one of the things I loved about it. The problem is there's stories. I mean, there was story there, but it didn't have the depth. Gotcha. And you know me, it's all about story. It's all about depth.
Very true.
Mastermind. Yeah, I had a mastermind too. 3 in the morning, one school day, way back then.
So yeah, we haven't heard anything yet if it's going to be revived. It was definitely a loved MMO. I guess it just wasn't making enough money to be sustained. So. Okay. Wow, it's already almost 6 o'clock.
I'd say we skip the comic one and go straight to the other one that you... Well,
I want to bring up the social media network first real quick.
Okay, go for it.
So, there's already a ton of social media outlets out there. Obviously, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. There's a ton of smaller niche ones as well. But a new one has popped up in Japan that's a collaboration between SoftBank and Yahoo. And I'm going to show an image of it right here. And it's called Wonder. It's basically the Wonder.it. This is essentially a social media network for otaku. And basically, it's essentially Pinterest. But you can put up, images, you can sign in, create an account. And the greatest thing about it is that there's already a good amount of people from America that actually have accounts, myself included.
Oh, really?
And it's so easy to understand what to do, because all the tutorials to create an account or add pictures and whatnot are YouTube videos, and there's no talking. It's just follow the mouse and it points and shows everything. They make it very easy to make an account. To the point where
later tonight.
Okay, which I'm surprised it's up there. You see this little one right here?
Yeah.
That's my first post. of
Your
Drossel
Drossel?
flying. Yeah.
Nice.
And surprisingly, it already has 10 views, and I have a follower from Japan.
Sweet.
So you can follow me. It's the wonder.it/OtakuLife. And you can guys can make one. It's incredibly easy to sign up and actually add.
How did you put her? Oh, did you just put her in front of your monitor with a cloud background?
I made that picture like 2.5 years ago, and I pulled that out of my.
when I brought you the Drossel back from Japan. Okay.
This is back when I was still working at Centerbeam, and I was like, let's take a picture, and yeah.
That's right. Okay.
But yeah, 10 views. It already has a follower from Japan.
Nice.
But yeah, it's real simple. I mean, when Pinterest first came out, I was like, okay, that's obviously not for me. I'm not going to get into it. This I might actually, because you can put it into different groups. Like you can have just strictly PVC figures, or plastic models, or just cosplay, or even original illustrations. You can pick and choose what you want to actually view and what you want to add to it.
Sweet.
So check that out. It's thewonder.it. Jump into some other news real quick. I guess you can call the mangaka supergroup Clamp decided, you know what, we're not done.
A group of evil women.
AX 2006.
No, that's not why they were evil.
Why are they evil?
You know why they're evil.
Well,
because they put their characters through living hell. They are the most, of every author I've ever read, they are the meanest to every one of their characters.
Let's see, there was X, there was... yeah. Well, let's leave that at
Tsubasa.
X. Yeah, okay, the manga Tsubasa Chronicles, okay, I completely understand that, and then I forced myself to watch the anime. Why the hell did I do that? Whatever.
Freaking Chobits.
I like
Chobits. You fell in love
Chobits.
with this girl who fell in love with you, but you can never culminate your love because doing so will make her forget you. Because the reset button...
Reset. Episode 5. Pantsu.
Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah, the overall story arc, they are evil as hell.
Yeah.
And, of course, I guess because of that, they're still incredibly popular. To the point where Holic, or some people just call it Triple X Holic, is getting a live-action adaptation drama in Japan.
Oh my god. Really?
Yep. They've already released
actually liked Holic,
images of the actors and actresses. It's going to be slated for 8 50-minute episodes. There's a lot of stuff they can do in that time frame.
Who's playing Haruko?
They actually haven't announced that one yet. They've only announced who's playing Shizuka and Himawari.
Okay.
I guess maybe to coincide with it, or just because they just want to make more money. Clamp has announced they are launching a brand new Holic manga in February. It's going to be in Young Magazine for the title's 10th anniversary.
Wow, has it been 10 years already?
It's also going to coincide with the release of not only the live-action drama, but also a brand new art book that they're putting together.
Ooh,
so there's a lot of stuff in February that's going to happen for Holic fans.
Holic's one of the few Clamp titles that I really, really liked. I know, I'm a minority.
I actually enjoyed Holic. One thing I really like about Clamp is what's up?
Himawari was a whiny little bitch.
Yes. But one thing I like about Clamp is they'll take their characters and actually have them jump series.
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, that's all Tsubasa was.
I got annoying after a while, though. Crap. So, yeah, we'll wrap this up. So, the final two things real quick, just so Michael can drool. We talked about a few weeks ago that Volks is actually working on a set of Dolphys for Xenosaga. And they only showed pictures of the gun, but that was not it. They finally released pictures of the Dolphys themselves.
Do want. Will never have.
I know. He can never have because for some... Okay, I know for whatever reason. It's the...
Actually, I know a way I could get it, but...
You do have a way. As of right now, due to licensing restrictions, she's not available for order stateside. However, you can order Momo if you are a big Momo fan.
Don't get me wrong, I like Momo, but it's all about Cosmos for me.
And the fact you can't get Cosmos stateside legally right now. I mean, if you happen to have a friend or two who lives in Japan who actually might buy it. Yeah. There's ways around it, but as of right now, you can't direct buy her.
But what's her price? I mean, she's like 122,000 yen.
Something like that. Yeah, so it's like 100. No, it's got to be more than that.
Yeah, she's $1,200. Yeah, 122,550.
You can afford? No, you can't.
She's a $1,200. She's a $1,300 figure.
But it's
I
a
can't justify
Cosmos
that.
doll fee. No, your fiance would kill you.
I mean, well, she can't really speak much because of, but yeah. But, although I got the Mari, so I mean, if very few things I would be willing to spend that much money on, and if I had it, I would seriously consider it. But yeah, they're not releasing it stateside, so I can't do payments on it.
Yeah, well, in time. Next time we're over in Japan, we'll take a look at it.
Next time we're over in Japan, it'll be gone.
We'll find someone who actually bought it. We'll bribe them for their time and then steal it away. Yes.
There you go. There you go.
And
But
last,
she looks gorgeous.
she does look gorgeous. And the last bit, there's tons of case mods out there for PC gamers. I used to have a pretty decent case mod myself. I never thought I would actually see someone put figures in a case mod. Number one, that has to be a really weak ass system because anything that pulls, that's very powerful will pull a lot of heat, which would just hurt those figures.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I think the concept of it is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The problem I have with it is the heat factor.
Yeah.
Now, the girl on top isn't so bad. She should be okay. The one next to the the processor cooler should be fine. The one on the bottom should be fine. The one on the hard drive, even if it is a low power system, hard drives get hot.
Yeah.
So unless you have supreme airflow,
Which
that figure
really
is going to
doesn't.
soften and slag.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool idea. I never thought I would see that.
It's a really good idea,
But it makes me wonder if I had money, would I buy extra figures just so I can make a case mod like that?
not without the airflow. I wouldn't do it without the air. I mean,
Water cooled.
You have to find some way to even a water cooled system. Again, the thing on the hard drive.
You can water cool hard drives.
What?
You can water cool hard drives. You can water cool RAM. You can water cool every single part of your computer now.
Oh, okay,
It's
maybe.
horrifically expensive, and you have to make it all
Yeah,
custom. But you can do it.
I mean, I like the
Japan
concept.
Junkie, yeah. Even SSDs get hot. My SSDs, they get hot.
because they're constantly exchanging data. In fact, I think they get hotter than spin drives because it's constant in and out of the.
Yeah, I mean it's less power, obviously, but still.
It's less power, but it still gets warmer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Although Western Dig drives, the green drives, the Western Dig greens, I burned myself on them.
Oof. Those
not
with
like
the
blister, but like red mark on my finger.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they get toasty.
Gotcha. Not to use those. Okay, cool.
No, they're good. They're stable.
No, I love Western Digital. I use Western Digital all the time. I'm just saying, note to self: don't touch them when they're running that hot.
Yeah,
so.
if they've been running consistent, like if you're doing rendering, and it's constantly writing data, if it's a long render, suckers get toasty.
Yeah, that's why I usually get the blue line or the black line. So, or SSDs now. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, because I know Michael, you had to get going. Do you want to skip on what we're watching this week? Because we already have. What's up?
I haven't really been watching anything new.
Okay.
I think I've gotten a little further in Index. Okay. And it did finally get interesting to a point, and then it got dumb again. I mean, for a minute there, when Index went nuts, in the one in Ep 5, okay, that was hella cool. But now the thing with Toma having to convince everybody his memory's intact.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's weak.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with you on that.
I mean, I'm still gonna suffer through all of it, but
all right.
I'm still not a huge fan. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I myself, I have plenty I need to go through and to catch up on Sword Art Online, and then I told you, I need to, I'll rewatch Muvlev Alternate, Lunar something, so I'll get to that eventually.
That one's actually getting, especially now that they've, for season 2, ooh, shit's going on. Shit's getting real in season 2. I mean, oh my!
Okay.
I never would have. I never would have seen it.
Don't tell me. I'll eventually get to
man.
it. Okay.
It actually threw a good twist.
Okay. Then that piques my curiosity a little more. Maybe I'll bump it up a little few notches in my to watch list then. Okay, everybody. Well, it's been a hell of a lot of fun. Thank you very much. We try to. We're thankfully we're not at the 2-hour mark like we were last week, but. If you guys noticed, go to our YouTube site, youtube.com/OtakuLife.net. And last week's episodes for From Mother's Basement and Anna Break are up now. And I'm going to go through the back episodes as well. So if you guys want to catch up on previous episodes or just want to, see me make a fool out of myself with weird facial expressions like last week, you can do so. It's on YouTube now. So other than that, Michael, you have anything else to add? Or
no, not really. I will... no, that's it. I'm going to be sorting through these guys most of tonight, so I'll be back on later and you can BS more. But
all right,
yeah. Oh no, wait, I do have one thing.
What's up,
Jason? What have I gotten you into and addicted to?
Oh God,
what did I enable?
2 years ago, I never thought I would play an MMO. I mean, yes, I played City of Villains a little bit, but that was just because okay, whatever. Then last year you and Nikki got me into World of Warcraft. And now you got me into a friggin' another one. You got me into SWTOR now.
Yeah, but you're having a good time, aren't you?
I am having a damn good time. But it's like, I never thought I'd be playing not one, but 2 MMOs at any given point. And I actually have paid subscriptions to both of them.
I win. For once.
All right.
For once.
You got me on that. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Stay tuned for a short post show. I think Michael, you'll have to take off though, right?
Yeah, because I gotta go do stuff before the meeting tonight.
Not a problem. So,
but yeah, I'll be in the post show very briefly.
Okay, all right, everybody. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for post show. Watch the episodes on YouTube. Check out OtakuLife.net. And yeah, all right. Thanks everybody. We will see you next week.